we're live. All right, so let's have a look. We're gonna work on the Cosmetic puzzle editor today a little bit. I think that was a major feature, so it might be over here somewhere. Puzzle hand searcher, color explorer. I'm gonna just stick that up here. Scheduled is probably is a little bit of a strong word. My scheduling has been pretty awful. But let's have a look at this. So I did poke around in the puzzle editor, and yeah, so I remember this was my attempt to kind of start from scratch and just kind of bring in the render and then start from that level. But I realized very quickly that I'm already depending a lot on... Oh, this music is really quiet today. Maybe maybe batteries are low. But I'm depending a lot on the basic tools of the UI, right? So on the basic tools of the UI, and I should probably start with the full setup. Oh no, that's not my local. Let's see if I can just... Really, I don't have something in the history? Oh my gosh, all right. Yeah. I'm just gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just gotta guess. All right, good enough. Oh my god. Sorry, in joke. I'm just randomly guessing the encoding for data, and I kind of got it right. So so let's have a look at the puzzle editor. I started with this, but now I'm starting to think maybe I should run it a little bit like a tool on the base app. And to be fair, the editor in the SudokuPad is kind of built like that. So the idea is I strip out all the basic tools and replace them with the editor tool, more or less. So let's think about that for a second. To do this, I could just implement it as literally as a plugin tool. And maybe that makes sense. Maybe that's how I should prototype it. So even if it's just for prototyping, maybe that's worth checking into. So git checkout feature. Oh wait. Let's see if we have something like that for already. Editor. Nope. And right now we're in 1.5.2.1, right? So git checkout feature 0.152.1 plus editor. And then from here, we can just start messing with it. And we're gonna pull it in similar to any of the other tools. Probably the pen tool, since I'm actually gonna want a separate button for it. And in fact, some of the technology of the pen tool, we probably want to move that into something reusable, because that's probably how I'm going to let people edit stuff. And as a reference, we're going to use the CTC editor. So the CTC editor has regions, cages, lines, arrows, Underlays and overlays. And underlays and overlays are just basically rectangles, right? So we could kind of let me see. If I do this 1.01, for example, 1.1 row 2.75. Ah, okay, so it is centered and then it has this specific size. So it doesn't get rounded, so it's just an arbitrary cell relative width and height. Okay, and then when we round it, it's completely rounded. Oops. No, it's not. It doesn't go into an oval shape. In fact, I think my app might be doing that differently. So the other option would be to let... So these are just basically just rounded rectangles. That's overlays and underlays. I think overlays do the exact same thing. Ah, wait a second, but they just have different defaults, I think. Otherwise, I think they work the same way, right? If I make the border that, and then the background, whatever, a color. Sorry, not the border. Background a color and the border transparent. And then I can make this 0.2. 0.2. And I can put text on it, but I think the underlay doesn't support text. Okay, so the underlay is under the grid, the overlay is above the grid. All right. Add remove arrows. So, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subdivisions. But I think I can edit it very finely if I want to. Yeah. Yeah, so it's editable here. So I think it's important because fpuzzles only has the sort of onboard editing capability. So if I draw an arrow, I think, what do I do? Wait, constraint tools, arrow, click and drag an arrow, circle some, shift click and drag to draw an arrow from shift click, okay. So this always goes top left downwards in a zigzag fashion. Okay, and then... All right, so I definitely want that, but then I want to show the actual item drawn. Now, on our UI, we might struggle a little with spacing there. So, I mean, we don't really need the normal display. Right. So we can reuse that space here because we don't really need the buttons. So if we do general in your grid. So it does corner marks, but it doesn't let you do center marks. All right. There was a checkbox it just let me press. Rectangular grid. Oh, okay. I don't think that's necessary. So grid size, and then given place, select the cell by clicking it, and then use the keyboard to enter the values. You can move between cells of the grid using the arrow keys. So that I probably would like to have the UI available here. So I might have to let it toggle between different editing tools. Perhaps. We'll see. Now what I would like to let me do, use the selection, oh, not the pen tool, the selection to define cages. Cages here, how are they defined? So I just click cells to add or remove. Okay. Yeah, so I would like to treat the cages sort of like selections. Just trying to figure out exactly the algorithm for where it places the 0. So it goes for the highest one first, and then the leftmost one. So from the top and then to the left. Okay. All right, so we're going to add it as an external tool, at least for prototyping, and then we're going to work from there. And then maybe we'll have like multiple tool screens over here to switch between. Let's see. So I'm going to lean heavily on what I did with the pen tool and the letter tool. So tool letter, tool replay, tool pen. And we're probably going to do a separate style sheet for that as well. We're going to put that, whoops, we're going to put that here. And then we'll do this. Then we'll save a new file. All right. And the style sheet, we like that. All right. And then these we'll probably enable it via settings as well. Why not? So let's see how that is done for the pen tool. You know what? I'm just going to copy that and then remove everything we don't need. In fact, what I'm going to do is this. Group tools name tool editor. Tool editor. Enable editor tool. All right. It should be fairly decent for editing as well. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. The heck? What the hell is that? Oh, okay, I remember. That was a stupid... Yeah, anyway. I remember that. So, editor. Ironically, we need a pen icon for the editor. I think we should have one handy somewhere. Pen icon. Icon of the pen. Let's see. Here we go. Let's create and edit. They look the same. Ah, you know what? Is that in the framework already? Probably is. Framework. Edit. Check. Restart. No. Oh. While I'm here, let's just... I think we still want the view box. It removed the view box. I'm not sure why it did that. Maybe it defaults to that. We'll find out. All right. Editor. Yeah, the actions. We'll have to see how that works. And I'm just gonna refill these all in so I know what's going on. Then these are tool specific. Handle input down. Okay, so these are all part of the pen tool. Make sure I don't overwrite the wrong thing. All right. So now there should be a setting already. Here we go. So the button only arrive. Wait, no. What causes the button to show? Tool off, off, off. Edit tool on. Is there something else I need to add? Maybe some styling? I'm trying to remember. When I'm enabling a tool, add toggle group tool edit. Enable for tool. Toggle group tools name tool editor. Tool editor name editor. Wait, here is name pen. Enable tool and untoggle make toggler. Tool editor. Enable editor tool. Make toggler. I think that's from framework. Nope, it's not. Find out. So that's just add tool, remove tool. All right. Add tool. And then this should go to add tool button. And we should have a button here. Let's see. Normal color. And here we go. Why does it create tool pen? Do I have pen in here somewhere? Excuse me. Who spotted it? It's right there at the top. That should be editor. Multicolor should be on. Enable tool editor on. All right, so we probably do want the view box there. All right. Editor tool engaged. I think initially I'm just going to wipe that clean. So that happens in here. Let's figure out exactly what we're doing here. The jig element query selector side is active. True, false. So I'm thinking that probably happens in the style sheet. Probably this way. So all right. Or after contact position, mask image. No, edit back. Editor on, replay on. Yeah. So pen tool just hides everything. What are these doing here? Is that how I'm hiding the buttons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that really what I have to do? That seems a bit crazy. Ah, man. That definitely needs some cleaning up. Okay. Tool button 789. Editor. Not sure what these things do. But I get rid of this. So I'm squishing stuff in here. Why the yeah, I don't like that. So we're probably gonna move that into code out of the CSS. Especially since we probably need to make it interactive anyways. So that's gonna work a little bit like it did in the letter system. Only thing is I don't want to remove the buttons because it's just unnecessary perf impact to kind of remove buttons and bring them back and remove them again and get them, you know. So I'm just gonna leave them there, hide them. Oh, and the spammers have already arrived. Sometimes you're my only viewers. So hide user on this channel and then report spam. Oh, my nose is itching now. All right, I think I'm gonna have to sit back for a second and think about the specific editing tools and styles I want to use. Excuse me. It's annoying because I don't actually need to blow my nose. It's just itching. It's annoying. Okay, so we have. I mean, we're gonna follow the CTC editor tool features for now, right? So core features. So that would be basically these, right? So we have board size. We have givens. Now, puzzles with pencil mark puzzles, are they corner marked? They're center marked, right? It's weird that it supports given corner marks, but not given center marks. It's so strange. Givens, corner marks, center marks. So these are the basic ones. So maybe categorize them. We'll do this right now. We basically have lines and arrows, I think, should be kind of like the same kind of thing. Basically, an arrow is just a line with an arrowhead, the way I see it. So I think we can combine lines and arrows. Because if I look at this and then at arrows, the only difference is the arrowhead. Right? Thickness, color, waypoints. Thickness, head length, color, waypoints. Yeah. So basic, and let's call them Yeah, cell features. Well, we don't have cell features would be, because the other thing is editors like FPuzzles, they have background color for the cells, right? If I do overlays and underlays, I'm not sure if anybody's ever done underlays that aren't per cell, basically. So I have a couple of options. Is I could differentiate them, or I could make a shortcut. So if you basically can give a cell a background color. So you can color a cell basically. So the way what I'm thinking right now is if I select a cell, I'd like to see all the properties of the cell. So the given, corner, center mark, and color, for example. Maybe other things, right? And then maybe any features that cross the cell. And then I would also like to be able to grab a feature and move it. Or at least cut and paste it or something like that. So right now, this arrow, I can add points, but I can't just grab the arrow and move it. So I'd like to make it a little bit more sophisticated in that sense, right? So lines, arrows. Oh, we're just going to write the properties, right? So we have points, we have a color, thickness, arrow head, which is optional, and that's basically it. So I'm also thinking the layering, right? Underlays, overlays, underlays, overlays, underlays. So underlays have no text, overlays have text. Arrows, lines, cages. Board size, because how do they edit regions here, actually? Ah, regions. Regions. Yeah. I guess regions and cages are, you know, to me a region is just a cage formatted in a certain way. So we're just gonna do region, line, call, box, tags, etc. Pillar, cage, other cage. So we kind of have style. But I would like it to also be able to, so here we have a value. I would like to actually have proper styling. So we have style, value, but we also want to have color, thickness, background. So, whoops. Stroke color, border thickness, stroke color, background color, and perhaps, let's see. Maybe a line style. Line style, dashed, dotted, C, and then line, offset, inset, slash, outset. So the line can either be on the edge of the cell, or it can be moved inwards like a killer cage, or even moved outwards. Then we have lines. Then we have underlays. Now, we can handle them in two ways. We can do them like this, where they're basically just rectangles. Like this, if I make it 2, I want to move it over by half or whatever, right? Or we can let the user draw similar to the selection, right? In which case they could never make a circle that covers multiple points and so on, multiple cells. So that's something to consider. Although those, maybe that would be better handled as a cage. So underlays. Okay, so we just have center. And I'm probably gonna have to like either do it English or American spelling, or somebody's gonna go crazy and it's gonna be me. So we have center, size, and I don't know if this would be better to just have, you know, to just drag from the top left to the bottom right rather than typing these in. Border. Background color. And rounded corners. Shape. Square. Push round. Something like that. And then overlays are similar to underlays. Whoops. And basically the only difference is value. And I think, let's see, if I put this here. Yeah, so you can place it once, but then if you want to move it, you have to type it in here. So that we definitely want to have like shift and then drag or whatever, that kind of thing. So size shape, text, and font size. Yeah, so we have text and font size. That actually, that makes sense, right? You can do a lot with these already. Oops, oop, oh, oh. How far outside the board can I go? I wonder how that would render, because my tool, my app, I think doesn't give like an infinite thing there. Interesting. Now, what I do know is that you can make puzzles. So then it removes region. Oh, it tries to figure out what regions to generate automatically, I guess. So basically you can do this, and there should definitely be a clear all thing. And then I can do this and this region. And I can't drag, so we definitely want to improve this process, right? And I can do something like this. What I don't know is how that feeds back for something like this. I don't think, yeah, this is done with overlays. Something like this. So if I take something like this, and I'm gonna have to do something a little bit funky. Ah, wait. What if? Ah, you know what? First of all, I need a second one here. Second of all, can I do a console? I can. I'm doing this off screen because I don't know if they probably don't want this scene. Can I just do this? Yes. All right. So that's what this would look like if I edit. If I edit this. So it's a 17 grid size. Ah, wait a second. It's probably this one would probably be better. All right. If I do this, I can load that in, right? And now these are like, and also, so it does have grid lines. So that's outside the grid. And then these are just in between. Then on mine, oh, on mine it doesn't render at all. We have an error. Interesting. We have a bug. We might have to fix this one. This probably was introduced from there. Let's see, 1532. Why does it error out here? Object is not iterable. It min-max from regions. And it errors out here. Wait. We have these, and then we turn them into a singular array of these. And then for each of those, we do that. Object is not iterable. 1534. Okay. So there is a region in there. Maybe it's undefined. Oh my god, why does it freeze after every key press? Ah. My... Oh. Holy crap. Alright. So, the last one is an empty object. How the heck does that happen? That comes from here, where the final one is an empty object. Wow. Okay. So there's two ways to deal with that. One is to do a try catch around here, and the other is not to do the destructuring here. So what we could do is we could change this to... Alright, so let me just patch this in the root. So get rid of that. Let's stash that. Why is my git status so slow these days? When did that happen? All right, so git stash. Yeah. All right. So if I change this to RC, and then if not array dot not array dot is array RC turn. It's annoying that you're losing the ability to error check on these things. So that should now work, right? Nope. Why did it? Where did I spell? Jeez, seriously. Yeah, that fixes that. So npm run bump patch. Don't want these included. All right. Fix. or invalid region data. What's that light bulb? Good creation, contain truth. Right. I think that's fine. Right. The problem is I don't actually want to deploy these. I think I can wait with the deployment for later then. I should have added them and then put them in the stash that way. So git check out this. We shouldn't have any conflicts because these are new files. So git rebase master. Okay. So now we should have this fix in it and then git stash pop. Now here we'll get a conflict. So the version, I think. No conflict. So it merged the version correctly here. All right, and now we should be able to look at this again. All right, I think that should work now. So, all right, I just wanted to be able to open that to compare. All right, so that's how that is done. So are there, I guess there aren't any, because I was wondering if there are actually no genuine puzzles with a blank space around the outside. So this is not done via cells. This is all done via overlays and such. While something like this is done with cells, but the grid is there. So it'd be nice to be able to hide the grid basically on the outside. Okay, so that's probably something I can put in there. I think that's an extra feature that the player itself would have to support as well. So, interesting. Gonna have to gotta ponder that. All right. Back to the editor itself. We don't need this anymore. Don't need that. So, we probably should start with kind of creating the blank puzzle. Now here I'm sort of preloading an empty grid. And I think I'm happy to work with the existing grid for now. So basically, how would we go about changing the size of the grid, right? And it would be nice to have some generic controls like these pluses and minuses and all this sort of thing. I mean, in the end, I'm guessing that just hooks up to, you know, some JavaScript and blah, blah, blah. Or maybe even React or Vue.js or something. Don't actually know if this is all React based or similar. Actually, it doesn't look like it. So Sam's might be going old school. And it's not minified, so maybe he's not even using some sort of library and so on. Okay, there is a framework of sorts behind it. Is it documents, GitHub, SudokuPad, Sudoku Playground, SRC? Oh my god, why is that? That's the URL. Oh, I think the URL gives away a little bit here. Right, that's all styles. Static, CSS. So it is minified. Error boundary. Oh, it is React. Oh, so it is React. Okay. And I thought the UI looked a bit React-y. All right, let's see if I can get away without frameworkifying this stuff yet. So step one, I guess, would be... I mean, I'd like to prototype some of the more complex editor because I know I can, you know, make a rectangle, right? So maybe we can do something like lines. Because lines... So, yeah, so we want tools here. All right, so the tool enter, tool exit stuff. Let's see how we did that on the letter tool, right? So on the letter tool, we have init and done. We'll do init and done. And then we'll see kind of which trigger how. So for example, if we're here, init, handle tool, enter. If I go here, handle tool, exit, handle tool, enter. So init runs once, and then done, I'm guessing if I disable it. Okay, so handle tool, enter is when we're getting to the tool. Tool, enter, handler. Why is this not handle tool, enter? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. And then for the styling, the blank canvas type thing here is fine. If I change this to some generic text here, I don't know why \A is used here for line breaks. So this is formatted then. And the style is coming from where? You know what? I'm gonna do this. And I can't make this bigger. So this styling comes from what? It's basically styled like a button, right? But because this is a pseudo element, I can't actually put anything in it. So what we really want is button row opacity 0 position, input position relative. So let's get rid of this for a second here. 1 sec, message. Oh. Miscellaneous random app message. I think there's a way of adding that with a video release thing. 1 second, let me just check this out in Discord. Sorry, I'm focusing here. So if I do boom. Maybe that'll do something. It'd be nice to have some help here, guys. Come on. Where's everybody? All right. So let's get rid of this for a sec. So that should just give us a blank space here. Everything is still here. So what we would want to do under controls input, we would add something, right? So let controls input, and let's align this with some of the other ones here. So we'll align it with something like this. Controls input. It's not controls main, it's controls input. Let's just get that down here. Right, so if I put something in here and then style it accordingly, that should be all we need. The alternative would be to replace controls input altogether. Okay, I do framework.create if I do something like type or generic type content test parent controls input, what does that do? Creates this down here. And I probably can just literally just pass that in there. I mean, I created this function to help with stuff like that. Yeah. So, so there's going to be a diff. Class is going to be editor input. Something like this. And then tool editor CSS. We can have tool editor dot editor input. And then we can basically clone that style if that's what we want. Something like this. All right. And then position relative or absolute top 0. Something like that, right? Top 0 width 100%. So that probably is, that might work as well. Height probably won't work this way. No, it does work this way. Okay, I did not think that would work that way. Sweet. Probably want to do bottom 0, left 0, right 0. I think that will have the same effect, right? Yeah. And then inside the space now we can align our things. I'm going to keep it super primitive and simple first. So maybe some sort of simple menu. Let's see. We want to select between these. So like a little drop down like this is actually not unreasonable. This whole thing could be a little scrolly panel as well. I'm wondering if I should get rid of this. Yeah, if I can get rid of that section as well and utilize that space. The only problem is when it then changes the layout, it won't really help much. How did we do that in here? So here we got rid of some of the buttons, but we didn't reformat everything to take advantage of the space. All right. Because I'm wondering if I could use this sort of as a color picker, right? And then we want to remove it after we're done, obviously. And I think it's okay to just chuck it out, right? And then put it back and chuck it out and put it back. So we can just do document.query selector. Oh, dot remove. I think that's all we need to do. Maybe not. Nope, forgot the dot. All right, and now we can put the children in here basically. And we can just build up the whole shebang, right? So if we do a drop-down list, let's type input. And then my brain just goes like, well, select, right? Input, select, let's type select. Unless it's, of course, a React thing, then it's nothing. All right. Type equals select. I don't actually know if my little tool here supports this. Children content. So I have content. This comes in as a. This is gotta be tag. All right. Editor. Tool. Let's see. Can I just? Don't know why that happened. There we go. If I just do this, and then here, we're probably going to put more in there, and then here tag option value item 1. Nope. So type doesn't get passed through. Input type select. Oh wait, it does get passed through. Wait. Oh, it's selecting options. It's not. Oh my god. All right. For some reason, I could have sworn it was like that. Boom. All right. Value. I think value might be treated specially. Option value. Ah, wait. What value? Content. Sorry. Oh. Toby, Greta's coming. Greta, my girlfriend asked me to let the dog know that she's on her way home. All right, so content. So I'm just reinventing basic UI stuff, which is probably not the way to do it. But for now, that's just what I'm gonna do. All right, so we have our tools. What do I want to do first? Let's say cages. Cages. Boom. Cages. Boom. Right. And everything in here seems a little small, so I'm gonna. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to size things a little bit differently. Let's see. Am I scaled 100%? Yes. Is it because of this? Maybe. Yeah, it's a little minified here. All right, so we probably don't want to have the content here now if we're gonna fill it up with our own things. Something like this. Where you can put a few items in here. In fact, we can just do something like just gonna do basic cages, lines, underlays, overlays, dot split by comma, dot map. And it's just gonna get mapped to something like this. So that's just gonna be this, and value is gonna be this. And we probably wanna do this. Bit annoying, but that's how it's gotta be. And that should do a bunch. There we go. Okay. Don't need that. And then on change, I don't think framework will automatically do on change handlers. Don't think so. On change. Change if handler function. Change multi toggle option opts.handler. Opts. Yeah, it won't do it automatically, so we'll just grab it out afterwards. We probably want to ID this as or data. Wait, how do I handle data set here? Extra data set. Yeah, so data set control section. Does that pass through correctly? Data control section, right? Because then I can just select on that. Then I can here through document query selector select data control equals section. And then I can just log that out. Yeah, and then I can just apply a handler here. Dot on change. Oh, add event listener change this dot handle section change. And then we can just do handle section change and hope this stuff gets managed correctly. Will that work? Nope. Extra dot. Editor cages. Handle section change. So this will be the tool, not this, unfortunately, which means we're gonna have to do a this kind of thing. So tool, and let's just do the whole bind handlers. Unfortunately, we have to do it after the fact. And now this is still wrong. Shoot. Bind handlers. It should bind everything that's called handle. Oh, because it's not bound yet. God damn it. Yeah, I think, is that why I had the init over here? Handle toggle bind. Wait a second. Let's see in what order this is gonna happen. Bind handlers happens. Tool inlet, handle tool enter. This handle tool handle section change should be bound now. So this at that point should be bound, or right afterwards. Apparently not. Tool. Wait, bind handlers. Get on property names, get prototype of object. Uh-oh. Is that where it fails? Is that where it fails? Ah. There's no prototype. Shoot. Get prototype of object. Object.getPrototype off. Can I circumvent that? The new room returns the prototype, the value of the internal property of the specified object. What if I cheat? What if I do object.getPrototype of an object with this structure A1? Is that not how this works? Shoot. What if I do this? It's a little bit roundabout, and I should just replicate that functionality. Bind handlers. I'm passing this in. It's getting the properties from the but then it goes back to the object itself. God. Ah, but what if I do this? Instead of an anonymous project, I basically inline instantiate it. No. Nope. Nope. Doesn't like that, huh? Oh, because the tool itself isn't... have to do it here, wouldn't I? Yeah, then that works. Is that worth having this weird magic code in here? I'm gonna leave it for now. For the sake of expediency, but I might have to change that. All right, don't need that anymore. So now this actually references that thing, and through, well, it references, or this is what we need it to be, and from event we should be able to figure out where we are at. So we should be able to do log event.target.value. I think it's selected index maybe. Selected cages. Okay. And then how do we trigger it on tool enter? So first of all, we probably want to persist the section, right? So this dot section equals basic. Probably want to do this. Sections. Boom. Section equals. Can I reference this here? I don't think so. So we probably want to be let's just do this for now. I think what we really need to do is separate these out. So what we can do is tool editor tool. Tool editor tool. Excuse me. And then we'll do something like this. Right? And then we'll do const tool equals. And we'll do all this stuff. Right? And then we'll just do from turn tool. Then this becomes tool edit tool, and then we can wrap all of this stuff up in there. This becomes a little bit shorter, simpler, and then all the complexity goes inside this closure. Then here we can just say tool. In fact, I think we can literally just do this. Right. Because it returns. Wait, does bind handler return the object? No. So we gotta do that separately. It really should, though. It really should. And then we can just call this nice capitalized const name type thing here. Like that. Then here we can just do sections and sections 0 dot to lowercase from. And then here so handle section change, handle tool exit, handle tool enter. So here we want to do change section. And then we want to look at what the current section is. And then here we want to initialize it. And we'll just do that. Children. Yeah, probably don't need that. Probably can just but we probably wanna do that actually. Hey guys. Oh, I was like, where's Toby? Comes from the other side. Undefined null options. Yeah. Eight. Bind handlers. Oh, yeah. We don't need that. We need it down there. All right. And tool init. We don't have a handle tool enter here. Oh, so we haven't entered the tool. All right, fair enough. Handle tool enter. Here we have our sections. Change sections to basic. And then we're gonna do this dot section equals next section. Simple as that. Boom. Overlays. Ah, and then here we're gonna do this dot change section. And you know what? Screw all the lowercasing. I think I don't even need that. I don't need that. I can do this, right? And it just passes lines through. Change section. Oh. That's not how you call a function. Yeah, the value just comes through as default. Boom. Cages basic, underlays from cages, etc. And we don't really need the other stuff anymore. Itchy nose, itchy nose, itchy nose. We don't need it anymore. We can reference this over here. We just couldn't in here. All right, that's kind of what the init stuff is for, right? So that sets up the new section. On tool enter, we make sure we go into the right section. If I leave, we're back to basic. Actually, let me see. So if I go here, handle exit, handle enter, enter, blah, basic, basic. If I go underlays, I leave and I come back, it goes from basic to underlays. Wait, no, from underlays to basic. So this needs to be set up correctly as well. No, wait. I'm so confused. Okay, so currently we're on basic. Let's change to lines. All right, we're in cages. Now if I go here, we changed from basic to cages. Now if I go back, it shows as basic. Oh, because it says this dot section. All right, so it should be this dot section, this dot section, or this dot sections, right? So lines, underlays, switch away, come back. It's basic, but it wants to switch to underlays. And now the switching itself doesn't actually update this yet. So what we want to do then is dot value equals lines. Yeah. Lines, switch away, come back, still on lines, underlay, switch away, come back, still on underlays. Great. So don't actually need that anymore. That's just a internal sort of redirect type thing. Okay. Don't need that anymore. Okay. So now we just need to draw the appropriate section / tools for this. And probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all the sections there together and then just hide and show the different parts, right? And later on we can swap it out with some more elegant control. So after this, we want more children. The next child will be one of the sections. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a tag div class section, and then content where children will be the section, right? Something like this. And for now, I'm just going to dump in some content. Section A. And we probably want to have a data set here. So the class section, children, blah, blah, blah. Control. Not control. Section. Basic. 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 Section basic. And then here we actually will do it similar to what we did with the mapping here. Gonna do this. Right? Sections map. We can probably just do this here. Section. And then this becomes basically this. Like that. Like that. Goes to here. And that should do a thing, or it just blows out. 59. It doesn't like something here. Data set. Oh, wait. Like that. Okay. Now these should all be individual things here. Okay. And they should have a data set and a class, I believe. Section, data section, class section. Okay. So I can now do something like section. Maybe let's make them slightly more elaborate. Something like that. And here we're gonna do background, just like a light gray for now. Just tool section. Yeah. And what we really want then is to have them take up the remainder of the space. And so I don't drive myself crazy, I think we want to do flexi stuff. So this is all in here, right? So display flex, direction, column. And we have section. So this is now flex. And then we want to stretch it so it takes up the rest of the column. So it should be flex row 1. Okay. And then we should have display none. All right. And we're going to set a class here. Either we set a class here or we'll just change this. So we can do data section equals this.section. No, let's do it just by the CSS, right? So we're going to do dot controls input dot class list dot toggle something like that. I don't know why it does the double quoting here. So now as we're going through the different sections, this thing here, section lines, section basic section lines, we want to toggle them all off. Class list toggle. Is there a quick and easy way of toggling them all off? No, wait. We can change data set, right? Dot current and section equals section. And we don't want this on controls input. We want this on editor input. Dot editor input. So the editor input has now current section, right? And then in the CSS, we can just say data dash current section equals basic and dot tool section equals basic, and then would be display Auto. Or does it have to be block? Probably. Does this trigger? Tool section. So tool editor. Now tool editor. No, editor input. Yeah, screw that. So that editor. Yeah, who cares? Data current section equals basic. And data section equals basic display block. Okay, basic and okay. So can I map these up? I don't know if I can. So for now, I'm just gonna have to do this kind of thing. I think I can. Can I do something like CSS match data strings? Can I match them without without actually hard coding them in? All right, I'm just gonna copy these over quickly. Probably a more elegant way of doing it, maybe with SCSS or CSS variables, or I don't know. I don't think I can loop in standard CSS, but all right. So now if I go here, that doesn't work. So if I look at data section basic, data section cages. So if I go to cages, right? So now this is cages and this is cages. Data section cages, and the extra comma probably just breaks it all. Cool. Sweet. That just works. All right. Then I still have to put the stuff in there, right? So, obviously I'd like to reuse controls as much as possible. And I can't just auto-generate all of them like this. So, okay, so we said we wanted to put them all in anyways, right? So this was really just a quick test. So I guess I gotta do them one at a time now. So we probably don't necessarily want to do the loop here. We actually want to do it the hard way. So this is basic, section basic. I'm just going to 5, right? Cages, lines, underlays, and overlays. And that should basically be the same thing. Underlays, overlays. Now, it doesn't remember them. Should I hook it into the settings thing? We were saving some things in settings, I think. Some states that aren't necessarily in the settings directly. Let me have a quick look. Location, local storage. Settings. Selection cage. So these are actual settings. I'm trying to remember. There was something once I wanted to persist. Something that wasn't necessarily a setting. Current tool, maybe? Because if I change tool, right, and I refresh, it finds the current tool. It's literally like its own thing. Okay, so Sven codes tool. Find current. Let's see. Am I doing it from here? Set setting, init settings, hand settings, change shows lot settings. Extra Sven codes. So local data prefix. Get data, remove data, get data. So I'm probably just doing a raw get data call. Yeah. So basically that's what I want to do is and we probably want to have a single key for the whole editor. So we want to have like an internal get set thing. Ugh. Change section. We probably want to have something like set var function name. Well, that's the get. Set would be editor vars equals get data editor, editor vars name as well. And let's just have a quick look. Get data, does this do? I don't know if it's just JSONification, but we're gonna find out. So we'll do something like this, and then set var name val editor vars name, and it just returns that as well, right? So then when we're entering the tool, we do a get var. When we're initting the tool, we'll probably do this, right? No. When we're initting it, we'll do a get var. We'll do this dot section equals this dot get var section, or this, right? That should then already be initialized at this stage. Yeah, unless it breaks. It's not good that the error doesn't get through here. So this hits get var here. We probably want to do this. Get var section, all right. Editor vars, get data editor. That works. Because it probably returns null. Yeah. All right. So then we can do this, and then that should fix it. Don't know why the error got swallowed though. All right. And then here, we'll do this. Section basic, right? Then we don't need this anymore. And change section here. After doing this, we do want to do this.set var section this.section. All right, and that should save it back into the thing. And now if I look at application, I look at editor, editor uncaught. Okay. Panels and properties of no 54 editor vars. Okay. And there it is. No. Wait. Setting. Cool. This doesn't look right. Section underlays. Get var editor. Oh, I don't think I ever called set var. No. So I wrote get data instead of set data. Holy crap, am I gonna get this right or what? There we go, section basic. Section analyze, refresh. Boom, go back. All right, jeez. Was it that hard? All right. Okay. All right, so now we can start populating our little selector here. And we have a spammer. Hopefully that removes it. All right, this looks like it's been hidden. Okay, so let's start with cages, maybe. And all of this stuff, maybe I'll move it up here somewhere, unless I need to put in editors and such. So cages, here we have a list of cages. So we kind of want that. We probably can get rid of the plus minus, maybe a little trash can thing there. And then, so we have a list of things. And then here if I put a bunch, it just scrolls, all right? And then we have the actual edit element. Now, I don't really want to have to squeeze it all in here. But I don't know how hard it would be to change that, especially if I don't want to mess with the layout code too much. So we'll see. Maybe the list and the individual editor, but the individual editor could be like a hover thing or pop open or something like that. So let's look at cages. All right. So then here we'll have a list of cages. And I think even here, that's just, I don't think this is kind of React-ish simulated stuff. I think this is, or it's really, it is a div. It's simulating a list. God damn it. All right. And it's not select. What is it? Input list. There's a data list object? What's that all about? I don't think I've ever come across that before. Data list. It's a drop down. Huh? Data list agent contains a set of option elements that represent permissible recommended option available to choose from within other controls. Element has no other attributes. I'm going to come into all elements. There's no support. Let's see also. What is this? Okay, there's an element called data list, which apparently isn't supported and I've never heard of. All right. Input type list. Down range, month, file, image, hidden, checkbox, color, date, email, file, button. Isn't there a list? Select. No, we don't want the drop down. God, it's been so long since I've been dealing with this. HTML. Scroll list. A list that I can scroll on. Ah, a select object. All right. Which I literally have here. Sometimes I don't know. I really don't. And the children's what? The children are options. All right. So if I do something like this, we have a list of cages here. All right, get rid of that. That list obviously will be empty initially. All right. Now it would obviously make sense for the cages to be highlighted somehow. So, and there's two ways of doing it. I can say plus, and then I draw a cage. Or it adds the cage to the list, I select it, and then yada yada. Or I click and it creates a cage. It'd be nice if I could... So basically what we want is we want to have a cage selected, and then selecting cells just adds them to the cage, but also dragging does. I guess. All right. What if I add a little button here? Like that. Just like that. Okay. And then I should be able to just style it a little bit more reasonably. Something like that. Okay, that's a bit of a disaster. Okay, if I do width and height. Oh my god, what's it doing? Right, the button is there. Is that what's screwing it? No. Position relative? No. Adding margin. What's screwing with it so hard? The text. Is the line height? No. Margin. Adding font size. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff. that we have to deal with. I'm gonna have to undo all the styles that are applied at a higher level. Here we go. If I do this 1.8 maybe. There we go. Boom. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. I probably should make this relative to the text line, so it might be a little bit big right now. If I do it like this. No, too small. To 1.6. And then 1.2 on the font size, maybe? Actually, it wasn't even too bad. And line height 1.6, so it's centered on the button. Except it won't be centered on the button like this. Why is that? 1.4 then. All right. So basically, we press the button, it adds a cage. Then we can clickety-click. We can choose different cages. We want the cage selection list to be multi-line, maybe? Yeah, probably. Trying to remember how that works. Multi-line select. Multiple name required size. Scrolling blocks was separate number of rows. One time the row is not required to present the selected element to scroll list box. Value is 0. I don't think I can pass size in here though. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Yes, I can. Cool. So I have a cage selected here. Let's put in a couple examples. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, cage. Blah. All right. Then we need to store information about the cage. And then we need to visualize it. Now the visualization, I think we can do via the selection thing. Let me see if I can just hack something in there quickly. And we probably want to run some code according to the section. That we're in, right? So let's say cages. Console log open section cages. And then I had some code for the selection. Man, this goes so far back in time. Blue cage, no. Selection cage. Selection rendering. Access board. Where do we render the selection? Good question. And is it part of the puzzle or part of the app? Selection, clear selection, select. Selected cells, deselect. Selected cells. But where am I rendering it? Clear cells, exit, select. Highlighted. Cell, highlighted, true. Cell, highlight. Parse cells, select. For each cell, highlighted, push cells. Undefined, can I select undefined cells? Okay, I'm highlighting the cells. How does that turn into the selection outline? 1 second. Blue cage. Wow, I'm gonna have to reverse engineering this cage. Ah, wait a second. Yeah, I'm actually doing that here. Ah, here we go. Here we go. All right, so Render cage. Target, cell highlights, style selection cage. Cells. Selected cells. So it's render cage. And render cage takes cells. And the cells are an array of. Array of. An array of. Cell. And it pulls row and column out of them. And that's all it cares about. So it's the actual cells from the thing. All right. So we want to, the easiest thing would be to just grab the cells, right? We could, so if I do this and go to lines and then to cages, we can do framework.app.select. Nope. Puzzle.selected cells. So we can just grab these. Yeah, I'm an idiot. It's right here. So if I do this and then switch lines, do this, and then I switch to cages, you create a second one here. So the question is, how easy is it to push a new style in there? So this actually comes from the main style sheet, which is not necessarily great. Or SVG and style scale. So I can push in additional styles here. So let's try that. Dot test cage equals. Okay. What do they look like? SVG render styles, cage borders, box, killer, selection cage. All right. So if we do something like this, the cage borders test cage. Okay, so we're gonna steal it from killer. We're gonna make it red. Border, fill, stroke. So that's black. So we're just gonna make it like a bright-ish red. Like a murky type thing. Gonna make these longer. So make these maybe 5.7. Make them a little bit thicker. And then, can we do this? Haha! We can. All right. So we want to make a cage. We'll say, oh, it's going to be a weird shape like this. And it's going to have some other thingies like that. And then I go here and it'll do that. All right. And then we can, while we're on this page, we can probably add and remove to the selections and so on. So then the question is, can I hook into those active actions, right? So if I click on here, what kind of events do I fire? But it's nice that I can inject the styles from the outside and I don't have to have them all included in the main script file, which would be a huge pain in the butt. So let's have a quick look if I can do that. Mouse handlers, selection handle, input down, input remove. Are there general selection events? Handle input down, handle input move, handle drag move. Drag move, step points, parent defaults, blah blah blah. Dot selection, this dot select. Nope. Nope. So this just modifies selected cells. No events are fired. which is a bit of a shame. Can I mean, I could add events, obviously. I think the pen tool already hooks into some of these events, right? Maybe that's the way to go about it. Handle, drag, start. So where is that? Handle, drag, start. Handle, input down. Handle, drag, move. So if I have a handle, drag, move here, does that just fire? Is that just a default event that I've already implemented? So if I do something like this, okay, so this actually fires handle, drag, move. And then what I could do is, instead of doing this here on change, I can do handle, drag, move. If this.section equals pages. So if I do something like this, right, it'll create multiple of these. Does it return the element? I think it does. No, it doesn't. So then the question is, the selection feature, clear selection cage. So it does this. Ugh, that's a little wonky, I think. Frame, get elem, create selector all, cell highlights, cage, test cage, or blah blah blah. No dot remove. Can I just do this like that? All right. So we're removing it and we're creating a new one. No problemo. I can do this. So that's obviously just, right now I'm just looking at the move event. But if we compare it to the pen tool, we can also do handle drag start and handle input up, I guess. I think that should be the event we're looking for. Nope. Handle drag end, maybe. Nope. Handle input down. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. So control clicking doesn't fire input down. That's a little annoying. What about input up? Nope. Neither. God damn it. What about drag end? Neither. Oh man. Drag. Trigger, drag, move. Handle, drag, move. Trigger, drag, move. Handle input up, handle input down. So if I'm this control pressed, handle special input, handle input up, handle drag end. Man. I think the selection changes don't propagate these events through. Handle tool.handle input down. So this doesn't happen when I'm control clicking. And is it because check input does a thing? Let's have a look at that. If I click here. Alright, I need more space. Clear. Click. Handle input down. Handle input down. Control click. Handle input down. So this second input down. Whoops. The second input down does fire. Tool handle input down. So handle. Oh wait, did I say a handle drag down maybe? Input down. Okay, if that's the case, maybe that'll still work. Maybe this can still work. Handle input down, yes. And then I can do redraw page. And just move that in there. Do that. Then here we go to this dot redraw cage, and we do the same thing for handle input down. And this way we should be able to do the input up. Because it draws it after. Oh. Uh-oh. Handle input down. Handle input up. Handle input down. Handle input move. Handle input up. Handle input up. Handle input up. Handle input. Handle input up. Handle input up. Handle input down. Handle input up. I'm seeing them. This looks right compared to the pen tool. So clear. Let's get rid of these. So input down, handle input up. Tool editor handle input down, tool handle input up. Now if I press Control, input down. Oh, because it's leaving the tool. Ugh. I need to disable that. I don't think there's a way of selecting. Okay, so that's a different problem though. I like how the cage almost seems to fade out for a second. It's like 1 frame delayed or something. Yeah. All right, but I can handle with this. I just have to intercept or disable the control click somehow. Which is probably something I need to add to the API anyways, and it's gonna be handy to have it there. Okay. So basically, this would be the cage drawing tool. Then here we would have the information for adding a value and potentially styling the cages. That's actually pretty far along, right? On the list, well, maybe we'll have a plus minus here to delete the cages. I don't know. I was thinking of having I can clean that up later and so on and so forth. And then for the lines, it's kind of going to be a similar thing, but we're basically going to lean heavily on how the pen tool does it. I mean, this won't be very mobile friendly, to be fair. It's going to be very hard to make that stuff work. Although, if we have this kind of input, especially for lines, for example. Didn't I have another demo? Yeah. Oh, there aren't even any lines here. For lines, so we have a line, let's say. The fact that you can edit the points down here, that should be all you need on mobile to be able to do it. And obviously you can compact that so you don't have a silly scrolling list for long lines. All right. We made some progress actually. So that's something. Kind of like that. So I could potentially even change the selection style altogether. Just literally have the selection style be this new red dashed line thing. Let's just have a quick look at because this doesn't seem to kick in very well. Let's see if I make this 20 to 10, like a very long dashes. Yeah, that works. If I make it really wide, that it pops out over the selection, then I can draw my cages here. Cool. Yeah, not bad actually. Took a bit longer than I thought, but I don't know what I was thinking. I gotta get going. Dinner's not gonna cook itself. Thanks for checking out this video, since I don't think anybody was watching live today. I don't know what's going on. Is this unlisted or something? I have no idea. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Usual places to find my stuff is at patreon.svencodes.com, twitter.svencodes.com, youtube.svencodes.com, and the game is available on Steam, steam.svencodes.com, android.svencodes.com, and ios.svencodes.com. That's all the places. And obviously the app is at app.crackendecryptic.com, and check out their YouTube channel for more puzzles. And take care. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye bye.